Met him probably once. Anyway, when he was Doresh, Et Adonai Elohecha Tira, fear Hashem your God, he didn't know who includes in the Et Hashem Elokecha. Who does the Et come to include? He doesn't know, he quit his job. Says the Chovot HaLevavot. One of the Hasidim once found one of the Yireim in a desert. And he asks him, aren't you afraid of a lion? He says to him, I am ashamed in front of God if I am afraid of anyone else. Again, I am ashamed in front of God if I am afraid of anyone other than God. Do we hear this message?
Yes.
Yes, what it's tzaddik.
Uminya jest wstyd перед Богом, если я боюсь кого-то, кроме Бога. Okay. Никого не надо бояться. Accept your parents. אמרו לו לתלמידיו, כל הדין שדרשת מה תהיה עליהן? Wow. They said, what about all the other ets that you were doresh? Now you're going to quit your job? Et, now you stop? Says the rabbi, just like I got reward for being doresh, I'm going to get reward for keeping quiet. I don't know how to explain this pasuk, says the rabbi. Until Rabbi Akiva came and Rabbi Akiva taught the very famous line. Says Rabbi Akiva, Et Adonai Elohecha Tira. You know what it means? Fear Hashem your God. Et, including someone else. You know who else it comes to include? Who does it come to include?
Your parents.
Says Rabbi Akiva, your parents you don't need to include from there. There's an explicit pasuk in the Torah. Explicit. You don't need it. An explicit pasuk in the Torah. It says, Ish imo ve'aviv tirau ve'tshabetotah. Tishmor, a man should fear his mother and his father and keep my Shabbat. Why does it say it like that? Why your mother first? Because Yosela, when he becomes Bar Mitzvah and he pushes his hair back, already the fear of mommy is not so much. They make jokes at mommy. They make questionable statements at mommy. The fear is not 100% with mommy, yeah? Papa, you cannot talk back too much. A little bit, maybe, but if you say one extra word, wah, there's gonna be issues, yeah? With mama, a little bit you could get away. People, they don't have enough fear of their mother, says the Torah. Don't make a mistake. Imo ve'aviv, fear your mother and your father. Put your mother first. Why? She's just as important as your father. You got to have fear of your mother. Don't, chas v'shalom, say nasty things to your mother. I this you and I that you and all these other things. Mama is mama. And papa is papa. Yes? Now like this. Says Rabbi Akiva. You know what Et Adonai Elohecha Tira comes to include? Lerabot Talmidei Chachamim. It comes to include true Torah scholars. You know, once I think the Panovich Rav saw Rav Chaim Kanievsky. He's going to say soon the story. Don't run away. But I'll tell it to you now. He sees Rav Chaim Kanievsky. He was a 40-year-old man at the time. But already at that time, those who knew Rav Chaim Kanievsky, we didn't know him. But those who were around him, the close ones to him, they knew who he was already. Already at that age, he was already a gadol and a gaon. He asks the Panovich Rav, he says, Rabbi, I have a certain student that I need to be accepted into yeshiva. Can you help me? The rabbi says, listen, to tell you the truth, I think registration is closed, but I'm going to go ask the administration. He walks over to administration and he tells them, listen, there's a boy who I was asked by a Sefer Torah to accept him. They say, a Sefer Torah? Can you explain what you're saying, Rabbi? He says, first make a decision. Are you going to accept him or not? They said, okay, we're going to accept him. So who is the Sefer Torah? He said, this Rav Chaim Kanievsky. Rav Chaim Kanievsky is the Sefer Torah. He asked me to accept this boy. I cannot say no to the Sefer Torah. And they accepted the boy into yeshiva. Rabbi Akiva explains you have to have yir'ah from a Talmid Hacham. That when you have fear of a Talmid Hacham. Now fear doesn't mean you have to be scared. He's not going to hit you. Fear means you have a morah, a seriousness in front of him. Now the question is why? Who wants to learn a deep secret? You know, when you learn mathematics, you know mathematics. You don't become an essence of mathematics. When I learn Kaikov Media, it doesn't become my essence. There's me and then there's the media. Yeah, it's two different things. There's me and then there's my... When I learn Torah, the Torah is not something, a separate compartment. I have a laptop attached to it. I have a USB that has 100,000 books. Beautiful. When you learn Torah, it's not a USB. It becomes etzem me'atzamai ubasar. It becomes you. You become a piece of Torah when you learn Torah. And therefore, when a Talmid Hacham is walking, it's a Sefer Torah that's walking. When a Talmid Chacham is in the room, it's a Sefer Torah that's in the room. There was once a rabbi, he was on Simchat Torah dancing with the Sefer Torah, and he fell together with the Sefer Torah. Now the people around him were like, oh my God, the rabbi fell, the Torah fell. There was another rabbi next to him. He said to one of his students, go pick up the rabbi. He said to a second student, go pick up the Sefer Torah. Everybody's like, what do you mean? What do you mean? He says, you don't understand. This is a living Sefer Torah, and this is a written Sefer Torah. It's not living like this one, and therefore, who should you pick up first, Yohanan? The living Sefer Torah. Ken? Feel like I'm touring my own horn over here. The point is like this. Yesh להתבונן. The Gemara says like this. You know, any person who learns Torah, Gehinom is going to have no power over you. Ад не может жить человек, который учит Тору. Не может. Почему? The Gemara says, from a salamandra. There is a certain entity, it's called a salamandra. And it's a question of how it comes to be. You're learning which Gemara now? Chagiga. At the end of Masechet Chagiga, you're going to learn. It's the last. I don't even remember how many dapim Chagiga has, but I remember it's in the end of Chagiga. The Gemara says, it's been a while since I visited that Masechet, but the Gemara says, oh, you're learning Merkava now. Oh, you're learning the feet and the shoulders and the hands of all the angels, right? Daf Yud Bet, Yud Gimel, Yud Dalet, where are you? 14, makes sense. Now like this, you're an endorshin, that's what it's called. Yafe. Salamandra, you know how it's created? If you keep a fire on for 7 years, 7 years you have a fire on, there's going to be a creation that comes to be in existence. Yes? There's going to be a creation, and this creation isn't consumed by a fire. Says the Gemara, that's something external. But you, when you learn Torah, you become a ball of fire. All the more so that fire cannot consume fire, and therefore Gehinam will not be sholet on you. Gehinam has no power. Says the Ari. You don't want to go to Gehinam? You learn Torah? They cannot punish you like that. How will they punish you? They will send you in a Gilgul, says the Ari. Gehinom не может жить человек, который учит Тору. Но что могут они сделать? Послать его второй раз in a Gilgul, чтобы он исправил свои ошибки и свои недостатки. Ken, now listen to this.
Practice Torah, I'm not sure.
What?
You can learn it but not practice, or practice but not learn. What if there is?
Now in one place, the Gemara says, compares the Talmid Chacham to the ark. How many boxes were inside the ark? There was an outer box, was made out of?
Three.
Gold.
Three.
There was a middle box. Moshe, if I knew your tzaddik sitting next to me, I wouldn't look at your brothers.
Gold,
Next.
silver, shitamud.
No, I have gold on the outside, shitamud in the middle, and on the inside, also gold. What's the lesson? That in Talmid Chacham,
Like the Holy of Holies, no?
in the ark, the Aron Bri, Aron Abri.
Oh, I thought you meant the ark. Noah's ark.
There's gold on the outside,
Wood on the inside.
there's wood in the middle, and there's gold on the inside. The question is why gold and wood? Because the Talmid Chacham, every person has to be the same ways on the outside and on the inside. Gold and gold. Why wood in the middle? Because deep down inside you have to be humble. Even though you have gold all around you, yeah? You gold, but you have to be humble. Rabbi Israeli, yeah? Moreno Verabenu, he once said a beautiful thing. Rabbi Israeli, how many Rabbi Israelis do you know? Yeah? The head of the Bukharian rabbis. Now, Rabbi Israeli, I just got a little... So says Rabbi Israeli, a beautiful thing. There's a shofar. Can I put a gold plate on a shofar?
No.
I want to go to 47th Street and ask them to give me a gold plate on my shofar. Says Zakon Halakha, if you want to put gold plate on the shofar, it depends. If the shofar sound changes because you put a gold plate around it, pasul. Says the rabbi, what's the lesson? He says you have a Talmid Chacham who's like a shofar. His job is to awaken the people. His job is to inspire the people, to wake them up, to give them shock treatment. His job is the shofar. Sometimes they put gold around him, Ferragamo and Gucci and Dardisar and I don't know what and the Richie and everything else. Yeah? He says if his voice changes because of all of this, pasul, he's not kashir. Why? He has to remain the same. Atzeh shitim in the middle, he has to be wood. Why? Simple, humble, not to get all litait on aublakach, yeah? They remain humble, but more than that, listen to this. In one place it compares the Talmid Chacham to the Aron. In another place, all the measurements, when I was a boy, they told me don't get up in the middle of a dirasha. Now like this, all of the measurements in the Aron, amatai mahetzi, right? Ve'amah v'chetzi, to all the shiurim are chetzi, half. 2.5 amot, 1.5 amot, everything is half. Why everything is half? What is this? You tell me. 3 amot, 6 amot. Why half amot? Why? Because you always have to feel half. What does that mean? Not to be gaftan. Yeah? Not to be gaftan. But more than that, it compares the Talmid Chacham to the Luchot itself. You know, Yosef, if you know a Talmid Chacham, who let's say is 55 years old, and for whatever reason, he doesn't remember his learning anymore. When he was younger, he was Talmid Chacham, and now he doesn't remember his learning anymore. Says the Gemara, you have to give him kavod. What do you mean? He doesn't know anything anymore. He forgot. He has Alzheimer's. Give him kavod. You know why? Because the skrijali, the luchot Moshe brought from Shamayim, those luchot got broken. And what did he do with those luchot? He didn't throw them in the garbage. He put them inside the Aron Kodesh. He put them inside the Aron. The luchot and the shivrei luchot both went inside. It's to teach you that a hacham who lost his wisdom, still you have to treat him like a hacham. You have to give him that kavod. He also went inside the Aron Abrit. He also went inside the Aron Kodesh. So the idea is for us, Rabotai, the Gemara, and I'll finish with this. The Gemara says, Kama tipsheh hane bavlahe. How foolish are these Babylonians? You know, I realize that we have to teach kavod. It's not so self-explanatory anymore. So today we're doing that exercise for myself. Yeah? How foolish are the Babylonians? You know, the Torah says, if I walk by 164th Street, and I see Adam Kaikov would never do it, let's say his 17th cousin, I see him inside over there, what's the store on 164th? Popeyes. He's eating Popeyes. If two people see him and they warn him, not kasher, penalty, he gets lashes. The Torah says, how many lashes does he get?
40.
He gets 40. Says the Gemara, how foolish are the Babylonians? They get up for the Sefer Torah, which says 40 lashes, and for the Talmid Chacham gives them a discount. How many do they get because of the Chacham? 39 lashes. 39 lashes they give. The Chacham gives them a discount. He says for the Torah, they get up. But for the Chacham who got them a discount, who's Doresh the Torah, who's a walking Torah, they don't get up, he says. That what's the lesson? That the Chachamim, we have to be mechabed. That I have to give kavod to Chachamim to make sure there is proper kavod. And not chas v'shalom, to be disrespectful, etc. Even in a passive way. The Gemara tells us there was a man, his name was Levi. Levi, for more than 2 years, could not get inside yeshiva Shel Mala. Shemuel comes, says, what's going on? Why Levi's not in the yeshiva? Levi, because when the rabbi was giving drasha, Levi was doing his own thing. Levi did not want to come to the rabbi's drasha. He knows the drasha already. He didn't come to the drasha. Because Levi didn't give kavod to the rabbi, he didn't come to his drasha. In heaven, they don't let him into Gan Eden, into the yeshiva Shel Mala. More than 2 years, he was stuck in traffic. Why? Because he heard the rabbi. So the idea is, we have to make sure to give kavod to all those who have to give kavod to the older people, to our parents, to the hachamim. And you too will be hachamim one day. And just like you give kavod, Hashem will be mechabed you. Baruch Adonai leolam.